es la leva. Del norte te traigo fiesta cuando la leva llega. Sírvele un vasito de tequila con fresca. Esto no va a parar hasta que amanezca. La leva pone el sazón y el dainer hace la mezcla. La party era en Coahuila y ahora estoy en el centro. Estaba bailando cumbia y ahora un bellaqueo. No me retiré, solo es un nuevo comienzo. No es mi culpa que todo lo que hago me salga perfecto. Póngase lentes si le afecta el brillo. Se sienten muy canes si les falta colmillo. Muchos andan detrás pero no me humillo. Por ahí se dice que me sobra barrio y me faltan tornillos. Agarrando fiesta de la noche hasta la mañana. Pongo en equilibrio todo a lo balanza romana. Que tire no pasa nada. Navego con porte del Vira, pero mente de Tony Montana.
Vamos a romper la pista. Vamos a romper la pista.
¿Quieren flow? Yo tengo flow. Yo tengo good bitch. Quieren fuego, yo le soy fuego. Le meto el juego y evito que miren feo. Cuando sacate solo tira ronroneo. Siempre la uno, dime quién lleva el trofeo. Llegamos a la disco. El lugar está encendido. El calor lo paso yo. Pero con la mami que le bate todo. Tu culo rompe el tito. Esto pa' los gatitos. Oh, oh, mi fuleteo pide del ático. Ese muñeco viene del Ártico. Ya lo derrito, tapa el delito. Y este rumbo suena bendito, tremendo flow.
S.A.R. Bandida de mil amores. A lo quien llama, lo siento baby, ando muy ocupada. Y como se ven las cosas, también lo estaré mañana. Ya sabes que soy bandida, ya sabes que soy villana. Pero te gusta lo malo, por eso no dices nada. Nunca había bebido así, no sentí culpa. De nada me arrepentí, me anda llamando. Ya sabe que estoy aquí, siempre al mando. Nacimos para dirigir, me volví la reina del party. Fumando plumas de colores que todos saben a candy. Bailando a ritmo de daddy. Sacan del lado más malvado, pero prefieres los yones que tú quieres. Aunque solo andes viendo bandidos y por mí bajarías todos los cielos y no muerdo. No te me vayas tan lejos, solamente es esta noche, no te tomes nada en serio.
Vamos a romper la pista. Vamos a romper la pista.
Ey, Cori, que lo que. El party se prende cuando llego yo. Todas mis gatas en pose. Tu gatito me vio y se enamoró. Pero yo evito el roce. Si vamos pa' la fiesta es porque canto yo. Y después de las 12 me voy pa' la after y todo se encendió. Nada que no me conoce. Tu gata se pone friki. Salgo a la calle si es pa' prender la city. Bebé, yo sé que me veo Ricky. Ey, me dice hello pero yo no soy su kitty. Salimos a la disco con el flow de friquitona. Bebé, yo soy la gata más durita de la zona. Tengo unos gatos que si yo lo ordenacionan. Ey, si no soy puta baby, ¿por qué me mencionas?
Shadaisha. Ay, ay, qué dolor de cabeza. Y es que ya me tomé unas cervezas. Trago más trago y me aloqué en la mesa. Dejé toda la casa como un rompecabezas. Me dijeron que me vieron con un toque y que casi les provoco todo un choque. No te compares, bebé, no te equivoques. Que no hay alguien a quien no provoque. En esta vida loca lo aguantaría cualquiera. Shots en la barra, fiesta hasta que me muera.
Hey, good evening, good Saturday night, everybody. How goes it? How goes it? Hope you don't mind that music. There is a gentleman, his name is Ruben, follows the page. And we chat here and there. He's a musician himself. Anyway, he introduced me to this. I want to say it's a group. You see all the names on there. Each one of those is has their own little part in the lyrics. Leva, Litzy, Scar, Corey KLK, Shady Shade, Lewin, and Lesan. And they've got a few things in them. They gave me permission. I hope. to showcase some of their music, and I'll be doing that from time to time in the next few days. But I heard this one, I was like, hey, I like that. I like it. Let me put something on here. Christmas music. All right, Ruben, thank you for that. Big contrast, big difference in music, huh? A little too Christmassy. What's everybody doing on Saturday night besides on your computer, watching or listening to a live? Hey, welcome everybody. Punky, what up? Zas, Coolerita. It's been a while. How you doing? Hey, Isabel. What up, Luke? Nadia. Heather. Hey, Heather. Dee Dee's in the house too. Hey, Charlene. So, if you guys saw the video cover, my original plan was just to talk, I don't know, it was going to be either Janelle, her antics the last few days, or Gypsy, who's always in the news lately, not always for good things. It was a Christmas present. Kangol hat. It's a little big. I gotta adjust it. And I was like, yeah, I might have enough material to talk of a few people. We even heard from, I don't know if you guys saw it, Dre McCrae came out. I don't want to say from hiding, but she just hasn't been so active. And she came out with some stuff, kind of breaking news on herself. Like, interesting. Janelle's doing her thing. Teresa Riley. Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. I don't know why I've been forgetting to say that. And yeah, we got some videos to watch. We're going to skim through some. I've got, I don't know, 3 or 4. We can talk about what's going on in the news just a little bit. A little bit. You guys see that high-speed chase today over in, I already forgot. Killeen, Texas. It was a high-speed chase. And then, I guess the mall there, and Chase went to the parking lot, and the dude drove his truck into the mall. And there was a shootout, and I believe the police killed the guy. And that happened in Killeen. And then the other day in Germany somewhere, a dude in his car rammed a whole crowd of people. And so far, I haven't seen the update, but so far killed 2, injured like 60 people or more. And some of those were on, had life-threatening injuries. So, we'll see if that death toll gets any higher. Right before the holidays, a lot of crappy stuff happening. The 6888, Tyler Perry. You know, I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry. The movies just don't do anything for me. I can't explain it. You know, a lot of it, Eddie Murphy stuff I can watch all day long. The original Richard Pryor stuff I could watch all day long. Kevin Hart, what was that movie he did where he's the caretaker to the guy in the wheelchair? Forget the name of the movie. I could watch it all day long. Hey, Scarlett. Oriana, what up? Hey, Nadia. Me vale madre. What's going on? And I don't know. Something about just... You know, I got to be careful what I say. But I got into this conversation. It's along the same lines. I got into this conversation the other day about a certain movie. I think it was called White Chicks. Haven't seen it. Never saw it. Doesn't interest me. It just doesn't interest me at all whatsoever. The Medea movies don't interest me. Not at all. And then I was thinking, what is the common factor in some of these movies that I like absolutely won't watch? And then I was thinking, Tu Wong Fu. Some of you younger fetuses may not remember that movie, but there was a movie called Tu Wong Fu. Can't watch that either. I've never seen it. I've only seen the previews and this and that and clips here and there, but absolutely not appealing at all. Preciosa Divina, hey, how are you? Oh, just talking this and that. We're going to talk Dre McCrae. We're going to talk Gypsy Rose. We're going to talk Vanessa. We're going to talk Janelle. If you know who Janelle is. A little bit of everything today. Bam might even join us. He's on his way home from work right now. He's got like an hour drive. Yeah, this music ain't doing it for me. I'm trying something else here. So like, what is the common factor in all those movies? Can anybody come up with it? Hey, Cindy. KK, what up? Hey, Tammy, saw you on TV. You're a celebrity now, Tammy. Congrats, you did a very nice job with that. Congratulate Tammy already. She was interviewed by a local TV station here because she does. She's a baker. She is a chef, and she makes magical stuff that's heart healthy and diabetes friendly. So, if you're in the area, hit up Tammy, and she's got a lot of cool stuff. Tasty. She's had me over to come and sample some stuff here and there, and it's good stuff. I'm type 2 diabetic, right? But I just don't eat a lot of sweets, like cakes and pies or whatever. Every once in a while, I get into my sweet tooth mood. Hey, Chris, Sheila. Yeah. But get this. Okay, you're right. Dressing. Okay. The Birdcage, that movie, favorite movie, one of my top favorites of all time. So I don't know. It's just, and I'm not going to apologize for it. It's just, and people tell me it's funny. You got to watch White Girls. It's funny. But from what I've seen, I'd rather watch something else. I don't know. Just hasn't interested me. Anyway. And then, then I was thinking about what other movies that you guys talk about that I've never seen. Apparently, it's more than I thought. And I've watched a lot of stuff. So, but anyway, take this off for a while. Yeah, I need a haircut. I'm gonna get one tomorrow. Only took it off because it's warm. I gotta size this somehow. I might need to get sewn in a little bit somehow. So Dre McCray came out of her little hole and announced to the world that they're going to be foreclosing on her home. Did you guys see this? First of all, do you know who Dre McCray is? I know some of you remember, some of you know. Michael Knight, New York, in the house. Yeah, that was a common factor. Just, I don't know, some part of the guys dressed in drag. And then I remember what Cat Williams, remember he was talking about that they asked him, he was going to be in a movie and they wanted him to put on a dress and he refused. And then it's turning out that a lot of these black actors who have, you know, made it or are making it in Hollywood at some point had to put on a dress. And it's like, what's up with that? What is it? Why is that? I don't think it happens with the Hispanic actors. It definitely doesn't happen with, you know, white actors. Yeah, Isabel, I agree with that. Like there's an effort to humiliate, emasculate for whatever, why, I don't know. But those that have refused have had to make it on their own if they have. And I don't know, and I had to do something with that. Did Eddie Murphy ever dress up in any of his more recent movies? And recent, I mean like the last 20 years. I don't think I ever remember seeing him dressed in drag. Robin Williams, yeah. But he did, but it wasn't like all the time. There are some of these movies, like Tyler Perry's always freaking wearing in those Medea movies, which I can't stand. And Medea this, and Medea that. And I don't know. It's just not for me. What can I say? Just being honest. Oh, you're real close to Elizabeth. Oh, Tanya. She seems like cool people. She admitted she was. Remember the video we played where that woman, Elizabeth, really laid into Vanessa for 20 minutes or something like that, and it was really nasty. Elizabeth mentioned that she was a little tipsy. Hang on. Oh, I had to sneeze. Whew. I don't like sneezing. Because when I sneeze, it might sound like a cough. Every time I cough, my cough sounds like a sneeze. When I cough, everybody says, bless you. Yeah, that was a cough, but thanks. Talk about sneezes on a different day. Will Smith said, how much they pay? And I guess I know, and that's the thing. They're offered this money and this contract, but you got to wear a dress. And a lot of guys do it. They, I'm getting paid, how many thousands for this movie? I guess I'll do it. But then there's some who just refuse and won't. and Cat Williams was one of them. If you haven't seen that Cat Williams interview at Club Shay Shay, you should watch that. It's really good. VT there three times. I'll take it. Yeah, that's another one we're going to talk about. She should be going live. I think she's trying to hold out for Tuesday, Christmas Eve, because I think she's gonna have a Christmas Eve, a special Christmas Eve with Vanessa, as we commemorate the beating that I took 4 years ago today. Now, when I gotta turn on the fan, when most people are trying to forget trauma or deal with it, I guess in more traditional ways, and if you had, nasty trauma and you got beat up, or bad things happen to you physically, is that something you want to commemorate? Is that a good word? Is that what she's doing? Is that what she's gonna do? Commemorate it? I know people who've gone through trauma who are trying not to talk about it and not remember it. Yeah, let me, 1 second. Okay, this music is a little too over the same stuff. All right. And I know people deal with trauma differently. I get it. I understand that part of it. But for someone to want to keep reliving a moment over and over and over again, doesn't seem normal. Oh, we're gonna talk Little Gypsy too. The woman people love to hate. We're gonna do a Gypsy. We're gonna watch a video. You know what? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll start off with Gypsy Rose. Let's see.
This is day 2 after my memoir, My Time to Stand, has been released to bookstores and wherever books are sold. I am so proud to be holding this book right now. And whoever has read it already, I hope that...
I think it's the day after is her book release. Sometime last week.
This is not a true crime book. This is a book about survival and hardship and overcoming massive amounts of trauma.
Wait, did she say a book about survival? Is that what she said? Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going back. It's only a few seconds. Only a minute here.
I am so proud to be holding this book right now. And whoever has read it already, I hope that you receive the message. This is not a true crime book. This is a book about survival and hardship and overcoming massive amounts of trauma.
Survival, huh?
To say that this book...
Well, I'll tell you what. At least she got a book out. I know Vanessa's been talking about a book for years, and she's not in prison. This one was in prison. Comes out. Has got to deal with lifetime. Got a book out, and her book is actually out. Now we're talking about the book. Within it, well, a different story. But she did it. Vanessa, what's your excuse? Where's this book or TV show or drama series? You know, where's the Netflix special you were talking about?
Is just a book. Is not. It's very, very much misrepresented. This is not a book. This is my entire life in pages. When I started working on this book with Melissa Moore and Michelle Matrashani, two amazing women, amazing writers, I had such a wonderful time working with them, brainstorming, and it's really a talent to be able to bring the emotions of what a trauma survivor has to go through and overcome and push past into words. That is incredibly difficult because no one can know the emotions felt by a victim unless you are in that situation or have been there.
What do you guys think? What's your take on Gypsy Rose? And yeah, the whole pregnant thing is just like another mysterious wonder of the world. You know, that a couple of weeks ago when she was walking into the courtroom, into the courthouse, you guys see that footage when it was raining and she was walking into the courthouse and she had this kind of it looked like men's slacks on. And I guess maybe there was a little bit of a bump. But I don't know. A lot of people think it's fake or it's not real. I mean, obviously, I don't care either way. But in fact, I think for most of the free world probably doesn't even care. But again, she's put this stuff out there. And the main thing, yeah, Michael, exactly. The main thing, I know people will try to capitalize on certain events for money. And she was in prison for not long enough, in my opinion, but a lot of people don't find it right that she's making money off of essentially the murder of her mother. Ozempic, baby. Yeah, I don't know. And she's 8 months. And she's almost 9 months. She's due, I believe, within 30 days, within the next 30 days. And she doesn't look big at all. Unless there's something wrong. You know what I mean? Which, I mean, I hope not. If she is pregnant, I hope there is nothing wrong. But, and Ken just seemed to have vanished. Ken just disappeared. There's a lot of funky things going on. Here, it's only a couple of minutes on this thing. A few more minutes.
And so...
But I like how she said, this is not a crime story.
For us to brainstorm together and kind of figure out how do we want to put this all together, how do we want to framework this, is amazing. And I think we did an amazing job. The things that I talk about in this book are things that I don't get asked in interviews. I don't get asked how scared I was in certain situations. I don't get asked why didn't I just run away? I don't get asked that stuff. And I think
you don't?
Even if I told them why, they wouldn't really understand. So it's extremely important to put into words for readers when they are reading my story and when my story is told. The reasons, the emotions, the restrictions put on me, and put on victims. So I think it's...
Who wants to bet? You think Vanessa bought the book and read it? Who thinks Vanessa got the book and read it? Once she heard, she had to have heard. This is the key words here: victim, survival, survivor, book on survival. Once Vanessa heard that, she said, "Oh yeah, I'm buying this book. God damn it, I'm going to read this thing and see what I'm going to do with my book." So, okay, I have a question. Have any of y'all taken Ozempic? Anybody? So, have you seen Ariana Grande lately? And the only reason I bring that name up is because they showed a before and after. Ariana before she started filming that movie, and then after, when they were doing the promo for the movie, whatever the name of that movie is, I don't even know. Whatever movie Ariana Grande's in, I suppose I can look it up. Wicked, right? Have you seen those photos of the before and after from that movie Wicked? And it's not just her, it's the other lady in the movie as well. I'm looking for the photo right here. Because there was one that was really, it's like, what happened? Yeah, I'm not going to find it right now. I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't. This is a topic that literally just came up. Anyway, so I'm asking about Ozempic because and I guess you don't have to say, I understand. But what? It's almost like you can tell who's taking Ozempic. In my opinion, and if you're taking it, no offense to you, I swear, I promise. I'm not judging. But it seems like after so much weight loss from the Ozempic, you get skeletal. I call it skeletal. I mean, all the fat and muscle seems to deteriorate, and everything gets sucked in, your eyes, around your cheeks, and it just looks horrible. It looks bad. Now, Ariana Grande is not grande. She's not grande. She's about this big. She's a tiny little thing. And from what I hear, she never had a weight problem. Maybe not from what I hear. Well, I mean, it's never come up. But watching her over the years, I mean, if she's so little, I think she's just lucky, just born that way, just small. It's like, why would she be taking Ozempic? If she is. Maybe she's not. Maybe she just lost a lot of weight, but there wasn't a lot of weight there to begin with. She's a little thing, a little creature. Now, I was hoping, I don't want to take it. I'm type 2 diabetic. My doctor said, nah, you don't need it. Take this, and you're going to lose some weight, and then you won't need it. And I was like, good, because I didn't. If it was going to be offered, she told me, she goes, it's not for you. You're not. She said it. She goes, "You're not big enough. It's not a severe chronic problem for you, so it's not for you." I was like, okay. But I've seen a lot of people, and I can tell that they're taking it because they all have the same distinguishing features. And I did tell somebody that, a friend, a few months ago, and I think I lost that friend. But I was worried about them, and I was like, because I heard her say, "Well, I'm not to my goal weight." It's like, what the hell's your goal weight? Invisible? And I said, "It's." And then I showed pictures, and I said, "Look at this from back then, and look at this from." That was good. Now it's not. It doesn't look healthy. And unfortunately, I think I lost that friend. For as delicate as I was trying to be, I guess that's a touchy thing to talk about, and people don't want to hear things, and so my loss there of a friend, but it just looks bad. I mean, can you stop taking it? Do you have to continue to take it? I mean, I would think, hey, you know what? If I would lose X amount of pounds, and then I'd be done. I wouldn't take it anymore because I would not want to look like that. 5'1", yeah, she's tiny. What problems with weight? I mean, who tells these people they got problems with weight? I bet she weighs 80 pounds wet. Like normally. She's little. And I don't know, maybe these Hollywood people, a lot of them have there's a complex that gets created from just being in Hollywood. And just the thought of, well, you're going to be in movies. What? You're 89 pounds? You're 15 pounds overweight. What's wrong with you? It's like, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, if you haven't seen it, well, don't overtake it, Heather. Once you get to, just know when to cut it off. It doesn't, and some of those people, I don't know. I can't explain it. Skeletal is the best way that I can describe it. Just the face, the eyes sink, and just the face looks. You know who's another one? I know she was on it. Remember hardcore porn? Hardcore pawn. Pawn. P-A-W-N. Pawn. Hardcore pawn. I freaking said porn. What was her name? I'll think of it in a second. It'll pop up here. Ashley. She kind of has that look. And I don't like it. I mean, I don't like it. But then again, it's like, well, who cares what I like, right? But and there's other ones where she's looked, I think, worse than that. Yeah, I'm looking. And then all this, any fatty tissue and muscle around the neck and shoulders, it deteriorates. How come these pictures are not good? Anyway, I'm just wondering if anybody knew what the hell's going on with me. Watch porn? Never. Oh, sorry, never. I've heard about it, Here, let's hear a little more of this liar here.
I think that this book is ultimately the thing that I needed to have happened in my life, because I held on to that grief and that pain for so long. And this is a healing book. This is about letting go of my past and finally pushing towards my future. And I hope that if anyone is in my shoes or the shoes that I was in, if they are experiencing trauma, if they are experiencing abuse, that this book will show that there is hope, there is life beyond abuse. I'm not gonna say that how I gained my freedom was right, because it wasn't, and I talk about that in the book. You know, I absolutely have a life of...
Wait a minute. How she gained her freedom wasn't right? Okay, she's talking about the freedom from her mother. Is that what she means?
I'm not gonna say that how I gained my freedom was right, because it wasn't, and I talk about that in the book. You know, I absolutely have a life of regrets.
But you got no problem with it as long as you're making some money from the book. So you're making money on the fact that you killed your mother. And she did. There's no right. There's no other way around it. She did that. And I think, I don't know, should things like that, you know that whole, when people get convicted, like OJ, for example, does anybody believe OJ didn't do it? Yet here, there he was, not anymore, he's dead, but he wrote a book. And what was the book titled? If I Killed Her. Like, what? Anyway, the problem of people capitalizing and making money on committing crimes, especially violent crimes. I don't know, if she would have been in prison for 40 years and then she was released and then she was making money on it. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not perfect. I've made really bad choices in my life, but that's what makes me human. And I think that we all have a sense of feeling like maybe we're not worthy of being loved. Maybe we're not worthy of a better life beyond abuse. And that's simply not true. So I really, really, really just hope that the message of this book is conveyed to everyone in the best way possible. And I'm getting all choked up.
She's getting choked up.
And I just really hope that when you read this, if you are a victim of abuse, you feel like you are not alone. And you are loved. So, to everyone out there that could relate to feeling not worthy, this book is for you. Hey everybody.
I don't know. You guys buy any of that? Yeah, Michael Knight, I agree. OJ is not in a good place right now. Hopefully, he is doing a little suffering. The name of the book, yeah, How to Get Away with Murder. That was OJ's book. And, yeah. I don't know. You know, her. I know she had some part in it. I wasn't. You know, all the emphasis was put on what the boy did. Yeah, I thought about reading another chapter of this thing. We don't have to do it today. If you guys want to, I could read the second part of the second chapter of that. But we got some other videos to watch as well. And reading makes me sleepy. So I don't want to read the second chapter. And they're like, all right, guys, have a good night. That's the end of the show. No more videos for tonight. But I got chapter 2. I just didn't know if people were really interested in listening. That's why I was like, I'll give it a few days, see what the feedback is. Yeah, we talked about this before, Cindy. The guy, what's his name? Nicholas. He's in prison. He's not getting out. Then, you know, I don't know what the law is like in Missouri, but here, I don't think she would have been released, and she probably would have gotten more time in Texas anyway. Because if you knew about the crime, or if you were outside sitting in your car and you knew something was going on inside, what do they call that? Law of parties, I think it's called. Where if you knew what was going on, or you were outside in the car, like the getaway driver, you're at fault. It's like you were in there. It's like you were stabbing. It's like you were the one committing the crime. And so I don't know. I don't think she would have been let out. Nick Godejohn, which was her boyfriend at the time, and she's the one who put him up to it. She put him up to doing that to her mother. So the latest scoop on Gypsy Rose, I've been seeing these on, I think it's called the Law of Parties. The latest I heard were that bookstores were actually sending the books back to the publisher because they were not moving. They were not being sold. And so they're dumping them. They're being returned in grand fashion. And when that happens, if no outlet or retailer wants to carry the book, they literally end up destroying it. They'll send some to libraries around the country. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I did hear that they do destroy books, and they'll end up just burning them. Make a campfire outside. Yep, it's called the law in Texas. It's called the law of parties. It's a law that makes a person criminally responsible for the actions of another person in certain circumstances. This law allows a person to be convicted of a crime they didn't commit or intend to commit. So I don't know how many other states have that or not. I can see where that could be a good law to have, and on other occasions, not. You know, it's depending on the circumstance. And no law is completely perfect, you know, in itself. Yeah, even accessory would have carried a lesser penalty. I think accessory would have probably got her the same thing, you know, up to 10 years or something like that. But I'm sure, you know, she started hearing about social media, even in prison. You know, that's not foreign to them. But I'm sure she wanted to get out so she could start making money. And I know it doesn't sit well with people. So that book is getting returned. We'll hear more from that in the next few days. Yeah, that's loud. Holy cow, give me a heart attack. It turns out it seems like that book signing, if you haven't heard this already, sounded like it was fake. It was not a real deal. It was a staged event for Lifetime TV because, they are following her around and doing her little reality show. Oops, which way am I going here? Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Blanchard here. So my book, My Time to Stand, is officially available wherever books are sold. I'm super excited about this, and you can find links in my bio. Hey, everybody. Good morning.
I know there was another photograph of her. Do you guys see? Not that she had a makeover, but people think they don't know what to think of this. You see this? How she looks? Like the internet is freaking out about how she looks in that picture, in that photo, in this set of photos right there. I mean, all the conspiracy theories are coming out, and it's AI or it's somebody else. Even they're saying it's a body double, and people got to talk about something.
This picture of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Where's Ken?
You have microdeletion 1q21.1.
Correct.
It's a chromosomal change in which a small piece of chromosome 1 is deleted in each cell. This increases the risk of delayed development, intellectual disability, physical abnormalities, and neurological and psychiatric problems, but you sort of went unscathed. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Correct. So I don't display the...
This picture of Gypsy Rose Blanchard has recently gone...
All right. I'm going to say that's enough Gypsy for now. We had enough of Gypsy already. So yeah, we'll see what comes of that the next few days. The other disturbing thing for me in the news is how Luigi Mangione is becoming some kind of a heartthrob. I mean, women are going nuts over this dude, this kid. I call him a kid. And still, I understand that, people upset, with the healthcare system and being denied this and being denied that. Yeah, I get it. I understand. I'm lucky I have not been in that situation yet where I've had to wait for a decision from the healthcare company. But for those who have, a lot of people have, and they've been denied. Maybe initially they have to keep submitting. But I'm sorry. That doesn't justify murder. They didn't pay a claim or they wouldn't approve a surgery or something. Keep fighting that shit. But it does not justify somebody going out and executing someone. And some of you people, I say you people generally speaking, some of you people want to make this dude into a freaking hero. I don't get that. It's like, what the heck is happening to society? Any kind of murder, almost any time would always be, damn, it was a murder. You freaking murdered that dude. But now it's like, I mean, literally people are celebrating this thing. It's like, yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't like that. I don't care what your situation is with the healthcare company or your insurance, what's going on at the moment. And the way they marched him off from the helicopter ride he took from Pennsylvania to New York when he appeared in court to be extradited. And usually they'll move the inmate and the prisoner. Hurry up, let's shuffle them in. But it was like a celebrated perp walk, like over the top. I mean, excessive show of force. If so many people are happy with this guy, I don't know. Something weird going on there too. We're in the last days. Nah, we're not in the last days. I promise, we're not. It's not the last days. And all these, who's out on the East Coast? Michael, you seen any of these drones or UAPs or UFOs, whatever you want to call them? Most of them are drones. There's a lot of theories out there. Drones are coming from the Middle East. There's another one that says they're UFOs. They're scoping us out. And there's another one that says that because there was always a scare about dirty bombs and somebody, detonating a bomb near us or towards us, and some of those radioactivity can reach our land. And so some of these drones, they say, could be, it's just a theory, could be equipped to measure the levels of radioactivity in the air to see if any of that stuff has reached us, which is pretty fucking scary. But if that's what it is, if it is a government program or the military, I wish they would just come out and say it. Yes, these are government drones. This is from Department of Defense, blah, blah, blah. Just come on and say it. They want to make everything a freaking secret, man. Well, we're afraid how people are going to react. I was like, well, you're making people react in a freaking weird way right now. And Trump, I love Trump. Just shoot him down. If you see him, shoot him down. Great, that's what you want. A lot of people to go out there and start shooting, right? Yeah, no. But I get it. And some people would. Hey, Nicole and Chris. Yeah, like a bunch of them. Well, they say coming out of the ocean, but if you're far enough away, where the Earth starts to curve, barely, mind you, because you're not going to see the Earth just drop off, but way at the horizon, it could look like something is coming out of the water, but it really isn't. It's just coming above the horizon line. So, Michael, NYPD confiscated a drone. It was found out that the drone was from a company who was using it, and they were testing it because it was sitting for 2 years. Drone was given back. Excuse me. Oh, so they're just testing it, but that's not the case for all of them. There's a bunch of them out there. I'm not monetizing. How are you? Hey, Punky. Yeah, so that's a weird phenomenon going on there. All right, let's get to our next. Let's talk. Oh, real quick. Let's talk this. Ready? A lot of people were freaking out at this. And I wouldn't say freaking out like in a bad way. But a lot of people were like, what's going on there? Did she dye her hair? She hates white people. Why is she trying to look like one? And I guess we won't know until Tuesday, unless she goes live before Tuesday. So there's red hair, the green eyes. Can a filter do all this? I mean, can a filter do that? You know, and we know she hates white women. If you're white, you ain't right. That's her motto. If you're white, you ain't right. So is that a filter? Can a filter do all that stuff? Or AI could do it, I suppose. Yeah, AI can do some funky crap. I know she watches this show because she blocked me on TikTok. Oh, she's still on TikTok too? Little Kim wants to be white too. Yeah, that's VT. I'm not monetizing. That's VT. That's Vanessa. She just came out with that little video, and everybody's wondering, what did she do? Did she really color her hair? But I don't think so. You know why? Because this is a look of a true ginger, right? I mean, the freckles match the hair color and all that, and then the eyes. This is Anaya. Very inauthentic for someone who likes to say they're authentic. How inauthentic or unauthentic is this? She's racially appropriating the Irish. How dare you? But remember, she hates white people. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We know this already. All right. Let's talk.
R&B.
Dre McCray. You guys watch any of this yesterday? Not that you guys follow it all the time, but this is another one. So if you remember the story of Dre McCray, her husband, Vaughn, he tried to unalive himself, tried to commit suicide by hanging. She claimed she found him hanging and she was able to take him down. Don't know the details. And then she called 911. Paramedics came and the dude was pretty much done. He was in a coma. And she behaved what I think normal people would call shady. Remember, she was doing like fashion shows. You know, Vaughn. His name is Marvin, but they call him Vaughn. He was in the hospital room, tubes and wires, everything, and he's out. He's in a coma, right? But she's in there changing clothes, doing fashion shows, and like, really? That's not normal. A lot of weird, strange activity. So, had a house in, was it Tucson? Where was it in Arizona? I can't remember already. See, I gotta look. I can't remember if it was Tucson or not. Oh yeah, I got one more topic too. Yuma, Arizona. Thank you. Yes. So, couple of houses. Apparently, she's renting one of them, the one that she's in now, and her home is the one in Yuma, is about to be foreclosed on. Let's see what she says about it here. I haven't watched the entire thing because that's another strange one too.
Okay, I just needed a little bit of music. Thank you for waiting. Today, this video is gonna be a whole life update. There's so much that I'm gonna be talking about, like very personal things. This is really big stuff, and I feel like a big reason, I mean, number one, besides the fact that I am like this with the people who watch me and vibe with me and love me, I also could appreciate some prayers and high frequency my way, because the things that are happening in our life right now is such a test. And I feel like for many reasons, I wish you could have been on the journey with me whenever Vaughn was in the hospital, or Vaughn was, had his brain injury off the internet because it became unsafe. But I would have loved to share that journey, because it was amazing to see how God helped us every step of the way. Like, there's no way we could have gotten through the things that we went through unless we had divine intervention. And I feel like what you guys are going to hear is a major life update as to what's going on in my life. But you're also gonna see how much Jehovah takes care of us. Cause last night was I was shocked. Thank you, Sharon. Look at my beautiful Slay Mafia. Hi, Marwa, my love. Hi, Paula Moreno. Hi, Kristen. Kaza. Gretchen. Oh my goodness, it's good to see you. Hi, Lindsay Michelle. Oh, this is heavy. This is hard. Let me tell you, a couple of days ago, no, 3 days ago, I was in a really bad spot mentally because of the stress that all of this was taking. Girl, there's some things that I just feel there must be trauma attached to certain reasons and things and whatever. And
yeah, I did see videos of Vaughn when he was well, and he was a real quiet, meek, humble dude. I mean, he's totally opposite of this one. And he seemed like the super nicest guy on the planet that you would know and would want to know.
I'm originally from Yuma.
And I think, I don't know, what she did, how she treated him.
Several years. My husband.
She is definitely an alpha compared to him.
That's when we met. We got married. Then we went to Oceanside, went back to Yuma. And then when he attempted on his life, then we came to Tucson. And it was, he needed the help for his brain injury, and Tucson had the help that we needed. So we came here, and I never went, I went back twice. Once to get my RV so that we can live in there, and the second time to get the stuff in my house and bring it here. And I never went back after that. I also did not keep up with payments, at all. I never had regular payments with the mortgage at all. That was, the house is in Vaughn's name, and, well, I don't know if it's in I don't know what, girl.
That's why she didn't care, because the house was not in her name. She just let it slip right there. See, but if it wasn't his name or her name, what difference does it make? If it belonged to you guys, why would you just stop paying it? I mean, if you intend to keep it, if you don't intend to keep it, then just freaking sell it. But I think she just let it slip. She let it slip and we heard it.
help for his brain injury, and Tucson had the help that we needed. So we came here, and I never went, I went back twice. Once to get my RV so that we can live in there, and the second time to get the stuff in my house and bring it here. And I never went back after that. I also did not keep up with payments, at all. I never had regular payments with the mortgage at all. That was, the house is in Vaughn's name, and, well, I don't know if it's in I don't know what, girl, I don't know. But, it was... Of
course you know.
Yeah,
everybody knows.
And he was taking care of the mortgage. Well,
I'll guess he was a veteran. He got the GI, the housing, the loan with the VA, right?
the bank wanted me to do this successor in interest after he passed so that I could be responsible for the mortgage. Girl, I still have not done the paperwork to do that. Literally, my profile picture on Facebook, I did not change it till over a year and a half after my husband already passed away. I had such a hard time even thinking about changing that because of the feelings and emotions that was attached to that profile picture. And with the house, there would be times where I would make fat payments. I would make a $2,000-$3,000 payment because it hadn't been paid in months and months and months, and then I didn't. And it's not like I didn't have the money. I had the money to pay. I feel like one thing that I felt made it worse is that I had the ability to be responsible, and I just feel like there's just so much trauma attached to that house, there's so much trauma attached. And anything that
I can
has to
understand
do with
that.
it's just terrifying. Very, very terrifying for me. Well, I felt sick because I don't have enough. I don't have enough income to keep staying in this house. And my lease is coming up very soon. So I knew that, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to start. I used to have a jewelry business, and I never kept up with, keeping my account active. And literally just this last August, my account with paparazzi was canceled. Just because if you're not keeping up with, your account, then they just remove you. And then, that's it. Well, I still occasionally had people buying jewelry from my website. So that's why my account was literally still, I was still able, it was still somewhat not active, but I wasn't canceled. And anyways,
so
I told the children about this. We need to sit and have a very serious conversation because of the.
You guys want to keep hearing this? I mean, she's kind of reveals a little bit more. I don't have a problem watching it. If you guys want to, that's cool. And I've got a few things to say about her financial situation, maybe back then versus right now. But I just want her to come out with it. If you guys want to hear a little more, I can play a little bit more of it. We don't got to do the whole thing. Is almost 2 hours long. We don't got to do the whole thing. So you let me know.
Predicament that I'm in right now. And I told them that they already knew a little bit about not keeping up with the house payments, and they knew that they knew some things, but I told them that, okay, I need to start up my jewelry business again. because at this point, if I don't make enough money, we cannot renew the lease. And then if we don't renew the lease, we're literally I have to put him the 30-day notice January 1st. So it does not give me a lot of time whatsoever to figure it out. And then I came up with a number in my head. I just felt, okay, if I can make $10,000 within this time frame, I will be comfortable with renewing the lease, because I know my jewelry business is going to be majorly successful. Like, girl, y'all don't know. You don't know unless you were there. Like, my jewelry and the way it lights me up going live to sell, I am a different person. I'm a different person on TikTok because the vibe is different. I got my music, you know what I mean? The vibe is different on my jewelry sales. They're so lit. People, you can only buy my jewelry if you live in the United States. I had people from the UK, people from Canada, people that literally could not buy the jewelry, and they were regular watchers because that's how lit my lives were. Like, I am not, my lives were amazing. You got girl time, you got all that. So I told the children, okay, I need to get this going again. Like, I really need to. It's important, and this is why. And I told them, like, I may have to put in a 30-day notice, and we won't be in this house anymore. We might have to be in the RV, and I'll just put all the things that are here in storage. But I said, but what we need to do is pray, because I can't imagine Jehovah not wanting us to be in the house that we are in. Like, the way that we are thriving emotionally and mentally, we are in such a great neighborhood. We have incredible neighbors. Like, we are like this with our neighbors. I mean, we see them every day. There's maybe one day, possibly 2 days out of the week we don't see them. That's not often. Like, we are always seeing our neighbors. Normally we go on a walk every night. Me and my children, we go on a walk. And a lot of times we ask if they want to go with us. And 9 times out of 10, at least one person from that family is coming with us. Raza, the neighbor, is his best friend. Like, they are incredible people. They're landscapers, and they take care of my yard for free. Like, and when I had I could go on and on about how I have the best neighbors in the world. Like, I don't want to be away from them, Like, we've been in this house for almost 2 years.
So, remember The Wedding Singer, the movie The Wedding Singer? And I keep remembering, when he's there, he gets stood up, and like the next day she shows up, or a few days later she shows up at his house. She's like, "You think I was just gonna move into your sister's basement and you're only making $50 a pop or your work?" He's like, "This is something that would have been useful to know yesterday," right? Like, you knew certain things are coming, so why wait till the last second? And now it's a crisis. And somebody says she does say how much she made with that paparazzi. And here, let's see where it's going right now.
Like, the way,
these are things you got to think about. You're not living by yourself. You got kids and animals. You can't just you shouldn't just wing it. So
I don't want to go, And then I also felt so much shame and guilt, because it's like, I put us in this situation. Like, I have been living off of the money that me and my husband made in 2021. We made over $500,000 in jewelry sales, over $500,000. And that, I had multiple streams of income. I still do. Like, we made good money, and that was only one part of the income on another piece, I made over, from a check from paparazzi, you know, I had made over $100,000 in commissions. Like, we made good money, but we never spent it because we live life simply. Like, the Bible talks about storing up your treasures in heaven, and I didn't want to live, you know, a life where I feel like money is ruling everything. And
So 100 grand, um, $500,000 in sales, and the commission that she would have gotten on that, in the worst possible case, 10 to 15%. In the best possible case, and I think she does state it, somebody said she stated it later, it would be 45% commission. She made over 200 grand. She was making very good money. And what happened to that money? What happened to that money?
so we just saved it. And how amazing it was that I had that money to be able to take care of my husband at a time that he needed it the most. You know, like, the VA wasn't going to take care of my husband. The house,
Why not?
My husband was done being at the VA because they didn't want him no more. They just wanted to, it's not a long-term care facility. They want
Chihuahua Mama. Oh, come on. Be kind. It's a multi-level marketing. You say pyramid. You know, just like my Avon sales. If I go out and recruit people to start selling that stuff, yeah, I do. I get a commission from whatever they make. But it sounds bad when you say a pyramid scheme. Come on. MLM, multi-level marketing. It's a legit form of business. And it works. But the problem is, if you just sign people up, you got 50 people underneath you, and they're not selling a damn thing, well, then it's useless. So the key point is hire people, not hire people, but recruit people and get them to sell. Because then you make money. But if you just recruit 50 people, you're not going to make money on that at all if they're not selling.
wanted him to be at a long-term care facility.
And why wouldn't the VA pay? I mean, I know he needed long-term care. From what I understand, the VA does take care, unless you have like specific needs or specific things you want to do, or specific types of care. Then I could see where the VA goes, well, we're not paying for that. But if somebody's in a coma and you're talking a brain injury, a couple $100,000 is not going to go a long way. It's not.
And so then he was transferred to it was actually a short-term care facility. He afterwards needed to go to a long-term care facility. And girl, I was afraid. I just felt like, oh, hell nah. Those types of places, no, Vaughn's gonna die real quick. You know, like, he is not gonna have no chance at nothing being in a place full of people with as much of assistance as he needs. Like, he needs the very best. I was able to give him a home, literally. I was able to give him, Heather? We were still in the RV. Me and my children were still living in the RV, and I had my husband in an I was paying $11,000 per month, literally per month, $11,000 per month. Like, and he stayed there for 6 months. That was $66,000 just for him to be there. And I was still in my RV. You know, like, I am grateful. Number one, I had that money to be able to even have him there, you know? And then I still had a bunch of money because we just were really successful. We worked hard and we didn't spend it. Like, we, you know, I wish we did spend it more. I really do, but you know, it is what it is. I feel grateful that we didn't, because I wouldn't have had the income that I did after he passed away. I was able to still stay home and be present with my children. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to focus on, okay, what's the next chapter of my life? Now I got to make all this money. Like, no, I am focusing on breathing, okay? Because you know what? I was living in survival mode for a very long time, because the tragedy that we had experienced didn't start with Vaughn attempting on his life. The real tragedy started whenever his brain, like, he started having like these mental issues. It all started seeing a chiropractor in Yuma who has his license revoked. He now cannot practice anymore. He started practicing in Arizona because he got his license revoked from California. And I believe the last update that I heard is he can't even practice in Arizona anymore either. So, like, I could be wrong. I'm not going to say the name, you know, like, and I call that person Dr. Devil. I don't even say the man's name anymore. I know there was something weird that happened going to his office. Like, he was doing this massage. What is it? Like a organ massage. And he pushed deep inside, like, our stomachs. And it helped me big time. But with Vaughn, like, it made it worse. Like, he changed into a different person anytime he would get an organ massage. And I saw a difference. Like, he would be like an upset person for like literally like 48 hours, and then it was as if nothing ever happened. So
Okay, so obviously she's talking about before he attempted, right? If he's, I mean, I'm walking around and responding to the way she's saying, I guess.
talked to him about, like, there's a major shift. Something's going on. This organ massage, like, it's just not, it's causing a different reaction from you. Anyways, eventually, he
Oops.
never stopped getting the organ massages, and eventually the doctor propositioned me for sex. He wanted to have sex with me, and then he offered his wife to have sex with my husband. But that if he doesn't want to, then that's okay. It's okay if it's just me and him.
What?
He literally called it a switcheroo. I had no idea what the hell a switcheroo was. And yeah, no, dude. Then he described it, and I'm like, oh, hell no. And then that's whenever everything switched for my husband. Because before, if he
I never
got
heard
an
that
organ
before.
massage, he would be a different person for like 48 hours. This lasted like 3 months. And I was toxic too. Like, I did not know how to handle it. Like, think about my husband being so loving and gentle and amazing, and then all of a sudden it's like I don't recognize who he is, where. It wasn't a gradual, it was a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It was an immediate switch in his personality, and I was just lost. And I was very toxic at that time. My brain, I felt like I couldn't handle it. Like, I was losing it. I was self-harming at that time. Like, I could not. That's whenever I got all these piercings in my ear, because I worked hard to stop and help myself in a healthier way of dealing with the stress instead of self-harm. But I wanted some type of physical pain to distract me from the mental anguish that was happening. Anyways, then it was like Vaughn would exhibit different changes. Like, he would forget certain things. Eventually his seizure started, and that's when I feel like, well, the mental switch, that's when I feel like the tragedy really started. And we were just in survival mode all these years. So to be able to get myself off of survival mode, to get, you know, the therapy that I need. Trauma release therapy is amazing, dude. Girl, the holy crap. I literally saw my trauma release therapist within days of Von dying. It wasn't even a week. It was within days, because there was no way. I was just like, it's a shock. It's a shock, you know, and I feel the loss in certain ways every day. Like, I don't feel like I have something missing. I don't have a hole in my heart. I feel my husband's love inside of me.
Yeah, Amber, I think you're right.
All the love that he gave me all these years.
I mean, I would watch her.
Even though he passed away, those memories, that energy didn't.
I would watch her take a big ass spoonful of kratom and just eat it dry, and then chase it down with a glass of water or whatever was in that cup.
I know I'm gonna see him again.
And I'm pretty sure that's not how you're supposed to take that stuff.
I'm the only parent here for my children. It doesn't change the fact that I am the one that needs to be providing for them. But to even think about going back and start working or doing all these, it was just too much. And I was able to live off of the savings still. Well, the savings is dried up, like dried. So that I needed to tell my children that, you know, this is something has to happen, because if we're gonna keep living in this house, like, I'm gonna need help with, like, because it's the cubbies were downstairs. I needed help taking them up. I have all this jewelry. Stuff has to start moving, and I need help. And so I also told them that I feel like if we could make $10,000 in this short amount of time, then we can stay here, because I'm not going to be comfortable staying here and renewing a lease for a whole nother year unless we make $10,000. And girl, we were deep into prayer. It was just like, there's no, like, we got to, Oasis was a little stressed, but I told her, no, Jehovah's going to provide. Like, I don't know how. Maybe we'll just start selling the jewelry right away. Because, girl, when I was at the height of my business, I was selling over 40,000. Like, I was making in sales over 40,000. Like, I felt like I absolutely could do it if I got back to my jewelry business and I hustled. But it just didn't feel like that's the right route to go. And to where we need to rush. I don't want to be in survival mode. I want to be able to pray before any decision could be made.
Yeah, okay. One thing's got nothing to do with the other. Did she say she doesn't want to? I mean, it seems like right now you're in hustle mode, period. Even if you don't want to be, it's crunch time. I get the feeling she wants to just casually sell this stuff, casually start to make sales or sell jewelry. Just, I don't want to be in a rush doing it. I don't want to. Did I get that wrong? That's what I get. And obviously, nobody wants to be in that position where, oh man, now you got to hustle. You got to come up with a few grand in a few days. But sometimes that shit happens. That's what happens. And when you decide not to pay the mortgage for many, many months, that's what's going to happen. I don't know. Let's see where this is going.
And I'm going to trust that God's going to guide our every move. We are in this house because of him. He found us this neighborhood. He gave us the neighbors that we have. Like, our spirituality is growing. Like, we're doing great as a we're thriving. There's no way he wouldn't want us to be here. So we need to focus on literally just praying, because $10,000 in 2 weeks when I'm not literally like, anyways.
So what I
well-
want to know is, how is she living now? Whatever funds she does have, how are you getting that? And how are you doing it?
I talked to a paparazzi consultant yesterday, and I asked her, talked about signing up, and everything was like going great. And then she told me about, you would have to wait a year after your account cancels in order to sign up again. And I knew that that rule was there because it was there whenever I was a consultant. But I remember there were times, or I remember hearing that you could sign up even if your account canceled like a month ago. It doesn't matter. You can call and sign up. And I was shocked. I thought it was a permanent basis, but it wasn't. It wasn't. So I can't sign up. I literally am not able to have another paparazzi account in this time. So, anybody else, like, that would definitely be a thing to worry, but no. I know that Jehovah's going to take care of us. I don't know how, but I know he will. Well, after I was just talking.
So I got some things to say about that too, but I don't want to start a holy war here, so I'll just keep to myself for right now. Speaking of dry begging, if you are enjoying the broadcast, feel free to tip the jar. There's a tip jar here. There is. Can't you see it? It's right there. It's right there. Or on your way out, feel free to tip the jar. You're not obligated. But since we're on that topic, and I find it amusing. I don't know. I guess I haven't heard the whole thing, so I don't know. When you are gonna, she keeps saying like we, and that's psychological, right? To make everybody feel all her. And I saw part of it live, and she had almost 500 people watching. So there's a crowd. And if you can get people to feel like this is our problem, not just my problem. This is our problem. And that's smart. From a marketing perspective, that's very smart, to reach out to people and make it feel like us and our, and, now the whole thing with, praying, I know it helps. Whatever, people, you're going to pray. I get it. But, you can't do like a televangelist and just, yes, I need $10,000. Everybody send me money. And in 10 days, everything will be okay. I don't know.
About these things. I was on live for my supporters. The supporters on this page, the people that are subscribed, last night was really good. But I was telling them, like, I don't know how it's going to happen. But
misbehaving. See, I don't know. That's the thing. Oh, so the other part of this I was going to say was, when somebody does get to the point where you're dry begging, if you want to call it that, or asking for help. This is my issue when people go online and they put their life in front of a camera, right? So you want to tell us, you want to tell people about the deficiencies and where you need money and for what and how much. But I think you should share the rest of it. Well, where are you getting money from? How are you getting cash? How are you getting money? How are you paying these bills? The light bill, putting gas in the car. Where is that coming from? And I think if you're going to ask for that kind of money like that, I think you have to be, what do you call it? Full disclosure, right? Transparent. That's only fair to the people that you're basically asking to send you 10 grand. Just my opinion.
what, I know we need to stay here though, and I'm gonna pray for that. After that live, I went over to my mom's house.
And then sometimes you gotta really, you know what? Maybe it's time to downsize and move to a smaller place, something more affordable that's not going to be so difficult.
Because I wanted to get the package that she had for me. My mom came out and showed me 3 checks that are in my name. And the amount with all of them is just over $10,000. I'm not even joking. Like,
oh my. That's a very Vanessa thing to say. I'm not even joking, right? I'm not even kidding. And we can talk about this. God, we can get into religion and certain things and my opinions and the thoughts that I have and my questions, but this is probably something that's already been in the works from whatever it was. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'll just shut up.
girl, this is why I don't worry and this is why I don't stress. Because I know my God has our back in such a big way, you know? And even now I have the right confirmation that we're gonna stay another year. But I don't know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna make the payments moving forward, but I know he will figure it out. So
you need to figure it out.
Just on Tuesday, I felt like the stress of it all was just taking the life out of my body.
You need to figure it out. And then what happens. You know, you got to help yourself. Try to help yourself. See, Isabel, I don't think it's right. That's what she's saying, divine intervention. Like a check, 2 checks, 3 checks for whatever for no reason, just like teleported. Poof, and they showed up at her mom's house. I'm sure there was something going on there, whether it's insurance money or his pension thing or whatever. And the fact that she's not going to say what it was, well, that's bothersome too.
But then I started my period and I felt like, okay, this is making sense why I'm so stressed. Because normally I'm so good at managing my emotions, managing what's going on in my mind. And I just felt I felt out of breath. It felt like I couldn't breathe. Like, girl, I had been crying. That's whenever I think I went live with you guys after to make the CMOS or something. But I had been.
By the way, we have this private group. It's going to be, now that I got a lot more time on my hands, I will create that group tomorrow. And those of you who have subscribed, I will pop you in there and you'll get the notices, I'm sure. So be looking for that tomorrow the next day.
Crying throughout the day because I was just stressed. I called my best friend and I told her, bestie, we need to pray together. I'm not okay. Girl, she was in a worse spot than I was. She was like not doing well emotionally either. And it was like, holy crap, we are being tested so big. Like, we need to pray right now. And we need to literally just get through this next hour. And then after this next hour, we are going to call each other again and we're going to pray again to get through the next hour because this is just too overwhelming. And then yesterday, after that prayer, the way that it was answered and the way that God helped us to get through the day was amazing. Like, we were talking about our ministry and we were talking about like things that made us feel good and happy. And like, I went to bed a whole lot less stressed and I'm so grateful for that. The next day, I open up my email that I haven't opened up in such a long time. And I see an email about my house. well, I knew the house is in foreclosure now. Like, I hadn't been banking the payments, and now there's gonna be an auction for my house in Yuma. And now it gives, reading that email about this realtor wanting to help me get my house back, or help me to figure out whether I want to sell it, whether I want to keep it, whatever I want to do. Like, he had such a calmness and energy in his message. Like, I knew he was sent by God to help me. I called him immediately. Literally, I called him immediately, and I told him, like, thank you for your email. Sorry, it is a little delayed. I don't check this often, but I need help. And he was like, well, let me tell you about what I do. My grandma was in a situation where she didn't know what to do either. And that's why I do this now, because I was able to help her, with the house, and whatever it is that you want, like, I am here to assist you. What a blessing. What a blessing. So when I called him, we had such a good conversation on the phone. Girl, I was crying because anything related to the house, my husband attempted there. Like, I can't, like, there's just, life just flipped upside down in the blink of an eye, and there's trauma attached to that house mentally. And thinking about going back to the house has been absolutely terrifying. At least whenever I was thinking about it, like, I would literally just start crying because of how scary the thought of is to go back. Like, there's still rope in the shed. Like, I can't, like, I just, that's, I,
Most people, when I comb in their hair, what is it? I mean, isn't it a cause? You're applying makeup. I mean, I've seen it. All the wet ladies usually pull their hair back and then put that band around or whatever. Isn't that what that is? Just guessing. And then after the facial makeup is done, then they do the hair. Come on, you know this. Even I know it, right? I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
so I knew I need to go back, but I don't want to go back on my own. I need an army of people, and my mom is, of course, going to help me, my parents, but also my neighbors. I told my neighbors here, like, the neighbors here that are the best people that we could be by, they're even going to take the trip with me to go and fix up the house, to clean up the inside. It's been abandoned for 2.5 years. And I'm not gonna be alone in handling something that absolutely debilitates me, just the thought of. I'm saying all this because I wish that you guys were on the journey with me whenever Vaughn was in his injured state, because I had so much faith, girl. Like, you have no idea. Like, the faith that you saw, it only intensified. It only intensified with all of the crazy things that happened with Vaughn. Like, I maintained my peace. I never allowed anyone to take my peace. And that was because I'm really good at holding God's hand. I don't have these special powers. I'm not magically strong. I don't have all these gifts. The only gift that I have is being able to literally hold on to Jehovah's hand. That's it. So now I have the help that I need, and now I have the confirmation that yes, I'm gonna stay in this home. And
Yep.
now I just need him to
Fake
answer the
tears.
prayer as to
Vanessa
how am
tears.
I gonna make it, like,
Vanessa tears,
financially
right?
staying it. Especially because I can't sign up again. Not right now. I would have to wait until August of next year to be able to sign up again. But watch how literally everything is gonna work out in our favor. And part of why I'm telling you this is because I want you to see how I'm not gonna worry about where I'm gonna live.
Okay, so the situation where she said she hadn't opened her email in such a long time, and then all of a sudden there's someone offering to help or something about the foreclosure or whatever. And that's like a come to Jesus moment, right? There's a movie out there. I don't know if you guys have seen it or heard of it. It's called The House of Sand and Fog. Have you heard about this? It's a good movie, a sad movie, a tragic movie. And I don't mean violent, that kind of thing. But there's a Jennifer Connelly is in Ben Kingsley. He's in it. And this woman, her mom passed away. And so seemingly the house, she inherited the house. But she got into a depression and she just abandoned the house pretty much, even though she lived in it. Didn't check her mail. Mail was piling up for years. And then finally, guess what? Oh, it's being foreclosed on. The foreclosure is tomorrow or in 3 days, whatever. And that reminded me of this. It's like, you got to get on with life. You got to check your mail and you have to check email. She's somebody who's online making a living. Usually those people are the ones who check their mail a lot or messages and are always very interactive with their social media, right? I mean, anyway, hopefully that was a wake-up call for her, and it seems like so she got the 10 grand, whatever it is. But she said the 10 grand to stay at the rental where she's at now. But she hasn't said anything about how she's going to not lose the house, right? Unless that's buying her time. Maybe that's buying her time to be able to make some sales or whatever. If that's her plan.
Literally, that is a basic need. And the Bible talks about like God providing for us. And Jesus talked about, look at the birds, look at the lilies of the field. Like if your Heavenly Father feeds them, He's gonna feed you too. How much more important are you to Him? And now, literally, like, I'm gonna be going back to Yuma soon. It's gonna be terrifying, but I have the support system that I need, and I know that everything is gonna be okay. Like, I know it. I'm not worried about where I'm gonna live. I'm not worried about how I'm gonna make an income, like, at all. I know I'm gonna be okay. And I want you guys to see how everything will work out with me just relying on God. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is. You can sell a home in foreclosure until it is auctioned off. Yeah. See, that's why the real estate agent is helping me, because I'm not going to allow it to go to auction. Hell no. I'm going to go back and I'm going to clean it and get it together. My neighbors are landscapers. They're going to take care of it too. They're going to help. And I'm going to figure out what to do. If there's a certain amount that needs to be paid to like make it good, I'm going to figure it out. Whatever it is, it's going to happen. And I'm not worried at all. But I am in worrisome situations. This is worrisome. Echo. Pause. I don't want the music to play while I'm doing this. But you have all the jewelry still. Uh-huh. Yep. Watch them have an offer. Girl, I was praying for that. Girl, I was praying that. I was praying for that. Michelle Renee. I'm praying that paparazzi will literally allow me to get my account back. I'm hoping, and you guys, if you want to pray for me too, that would be amazing. That's also why I'm telling you the predicament that I'm in, because I need that. I need the support. I need the prayers, you know? And
So that is possible. I don't see why not. They would have to, if somebody was making that kind of money selling their stuff, why would they not help her out and kind of, all right, we'll just reactivate it. Just, we'll make an exception or whatever. It's happened. But she's got to make the call. She's got to do it.
And this is not, oh, give me money kind of thing at all. And I've never done that. I don't know why people, like, it makes them feel good to say that, you know, I've never, even whenever my husband.
Right? Use that 10 grand, pay whatever you owe on that house to take care of some of that, alleviate some of that stress, and go back to Yuma and live in one place, not own a house and rent somewhere else. Wait till you start making $500,000 again, and then you can do whatever you want. But when you can't, you can't. You know, what do they say? Don't live beyond your means, right? So it's time to go back to Yuma and just stay there and make it work. I don't understand the point of a rental, especially in a different city, especially if, you know, I mean, Vaughn has passed away. He's gone. So, I mean, what's the point?
Was in his injured state. I never asked for no money. Never. You're not going to see alive. Nobody has proof. All the things that people say are just empty words and accusations because they want justification of how they bully me. But it's not at all like the truth at all. You're never going to find any type of, you guys, please help me. I need, no, not at all. And even now, just watch how literally.
But you're right. But that's the other thing. It's like, why do you got to wait for other people to come and want to help you go clean up? Just go and clean up. Start on your own. Why do you have to get people to, I don't know. Now shut up.
Literally, the only person that can help me to get through this type of situation is God. Because how do I now have the amount of money that I need to stay here? Like what? You know what I mean? I don't know how I'm going to make an income moving forward, but it's going to happen. And this video today at 2:56 p.m. Arizona time, like, I'm going to remember this moment.
Yeah, Heather.
I think it's important too that you guys know that although there are areas of my life that I'm excelling in, there's also areas where I'm not. There's areas of my life that I'm doing pretty freaking horrible. Like not keeping up with the payments. Like what? That's embarrassing. That's shameful to me, but I'm trying to give myself grace because, girl, there's trauma. My husband did what he did in that house. Like what? You know, I'm allowed to fall apart. You know what I mean? And I don't know why. I don't know. People just, girl, who cares about people? You know what I mean?
So why are you falling apart now when the money ran out? Now you're falling apart, but you weren't falling apart before when there was money? And if there's so much trauma in that house, you know what? Sell it and do something else. Common sense, kind of. I mean, you've been gone that long, and now you're starting to get trauma thinking about. She's talking about it like she's going to be back there, and there's going to be all kind of trauma. then it's time to move on. Time to do something else.
I just hope that people are kind to others. And I don't want to see other people go through the craziness that I have. But listen, this world is crazy. You're in my prayers, Dre. Thank you so much. She gets money from social media. Just a little bit, girl. Literally, just a little bit. That's not even, it's not at all. The money, the reason why I was able to pay my bills all these time is because I had a lot of money in the bank. That's why. It wasn't from social media. It's a small bit, but like literally, I made a lot of money in 2021, and me and my children were literally living off of it. And look at how I've been able to sustain our lives this whole entire time, you know, and it's not even me. It's not even me. It's Jehovah. And even now, like, this is a situation where this is gonna be an answer. I mean, like, literally, I'm not gonna get over the $10,000. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. You know, Oasis was concerned because she didn't know how we're gonna make that much money in a short amount of time. But I knew everything would work out, and it did. It did. Like, I'm so shocked. And
Her daughter, really?
Everything is gonna be okay. And it's okay to fall apart. It is okay to do that. It's okay to not have everything together. I know a lot of people love and are inspired by me, and I really hope that you just see that not everything is perfect in people's lives. You know, but I've never tried to make it seem like my life is perfect. I just don't know why other people expect that from me, but, you know, you can't guarantee anything from social media. Yeah, but I know, dude, the guy that is helping me with the house right now, like, really, like, there's an appointment he is doing today that he has, and we're moving forward. And possibly by the end of today, like, what I'm hoping for maybe is like, what if I'm able to sell it as is in such a short amount of time, and that money that I get is gonna be what helps to pay the rent, and then I don't have to like jump into like the business with a type of stressful like, you know what I mean? I want to work my business.
So she doesn't want to.
I'm just enjoying it, and it's not.
She doesn't want to be in a hurry to do stuff.
That's not. I don't want to.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't want to be stressed. I don't want that energy. So I'm gonna rely on my Heavenly Father to provide. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so shocked. We have 10,000. Like, that's wild. I respect that you're always real with us. Thank you, Brianna. And let me tell you about the house. Some of this information, like, it's not even new. There are some people who have dug into my life and they knew that I wasn't keeping up with the payments. And they would literally harass me. I would get harassed on my lives, particularly TikTok, talking about, asking me questions about the house because people put stuff out there. And I'm just like, I don't know why it's anyone's business. You know what I mean?
There we go with that.
I don't know why they make it. But like, if I'm not keeping up with payments, isn't that like, wouldn't you want to help someone who is not doing what they need to? You know what I mean? Why are we making fun of someone for not taking care of their responsibilities? Or why are we judging someone? You know, it just doesn't make sense. But I could tell you right now, me talking about this is for the reasons that I mentioned. It's not because this information has already been out. Because please remember, whenever my husband died, people released that information online, not me. And people were harassing me on my live so bad, like your husband's dead, Vaughn died, and like would say things. And did you not see me literally go live and I never answered the question? I never, people were harassing me for weeks. I never told them that, yep, Vaughn died. Like, it got to the point where I really wasn't getting harassed and people were asking me, because I'm going to speak about things on my own time. It's my life. You know what I mean?
And I remember that. I remember people wanted to know what the hell is going on with Vaughn. And why is it people's business? Again, this whole thing about when you put your life in front of the camera in public, the same thing that happened with Vanessa. You work very hard and gaining followers, getting people to watch you every day. You go live a few times a day so that people can see what you're doing and how you're living. So when different things happen in your life, well, guess what? Now everybody's vested. Everybody's spent time and invested their time. Well, now people are interested and they want to keep being interested and they want to know. You caused that to happen. That's what happens when you go online and you put your life out there on display. So I hate when people do that and then they're like, oh, it's none of your business. Why are people so concerned? Like, you make people concerned. You make people want to know. People just want to know. It's human instinct. It's human interest. So I don't buy that. Why do people care? It's none of your business. And what does she just say? Unless you're going to help. Unless you're going to help. So, then okay. Then it's okay. So people are going to help you. It's okay then, right?
I mean, nobody's ever going to back me up into a corner and force me to speak on something I don't want to. So me talking about this it is because it's my desire to, and because you could be specific in your prayers this way, Never judge a book by their cover. You never know what they're going through. Exactly, Sarah Jane. There's so many people that are going through so many hardships. For sure. That's crazy. People can find info. It really is. It's really wild. It's really wild.
It's not hard.
Thank you, Kim. I would help if I could too, but I'm homeless through. Aw, Connie Sue, you are helping me. You hearing me. That's the help that I need. The help that I need is literally you praying for me. That's free. You don't have to have a special account with God in order to ask for his help, and you being here, even the people who have negative things to say, they're supporting me. So I'm not going to respond negatively back because I appreciate them being here. They care about me. Whether they realize it or not, they care about me and they're interested in my life. That's why
that's
they're here.
debatable.
So you
Caring.
are supporting me. Don't think that this is, let me give you some money, honey, because it's not that. In fact, I really want you guys just to see how much my God comes through for me because, number one, we keep such strong faith. We have such big hearts. We are very loving. And he is loyal to people who work hard to put him first. Oh, my food. Let me get it. I'm so hungry, dude. Bella made some food. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Bella. This sweet mother, wife, and friend is not asking you for money. She wants prayer.
Who's Bella? Anybody know?
That's free to give and takes 30 seconds. Yes. Because I can't, look at my babies. Hi, Bella.
an oasis. This is such a, oh, sorry. We cannot move from here. Like, this has to be the house that we stay in at least another year. And it's gonna happen. And on top of that, like, I have the 10,000, but now what am I gonna do to make it month after month? There's gonna be some way that my prayers are answered. And you guys get to be along on the journey and see. And I just hope that it builds your faith too.
Aren't you going to heat up that
Because
food?
I know you're going through hardships in your life. I know you are, because you're alive. If you are a human on this earth, you're going through hardships, like, period. But
You've been talking for 45 minutes, and you were online before. The food was there, I presume, before that. That food's got to be cold. Why don't you just heat it up a little bit? I don't like cold food, except for pizza.
And wants to help, but what is this saying? You can't help someone who doesn't. No, I guess that saying doesn't really apply to this. Yeah, God will always provide, always. You made the 10,000 requirement already? Yes, April. I literally, girl, I guess you missed that part. Yes, because a few days ago, I was like telling the children, if I don't make $10,000 within 2 weeks, I feel like we cannot stay here. I'm not comfortable.
That looks like a big
here.
place.
And so I prayed to Jehovah, I need $10,000 within 2 weeks for me to know that you want me to stay here. I'm specific in my prayers, very specific. Last night, I went to my mom's house and she has 3 checks for me from different places in the amount of just over $10,000. So yes, I already made that. I already have that. And I wish I would have went live before I had that $10,000 so that I could tell you guys, we're going to be okay. I don't know how we're going to make it, but we're going to make it. And we made it, Okay, hold on. Did you eat, Mommy? Yeah. Okay, good job.
I'm not a fan of that kind of makeup. I mean, to me, it looks like a dude in drag. Looks like a dude makeup, or a dude like a drag queen. That's what that looks like to me. And I wish you would say where that money came from. If not very specific, at least, you know what? Was it social media? Was it an insurance thing? Was it another, And do you tell your kids all that stuff? I mean, do you stress out the kids and tell them, hey, we're going to have to move? I know we're staying here. Is that something you tell the kids? Are you supposed to? How do you guys deal with that? Was that the right way to do it? I mean, it seemed to me like the kids had to be stressed out, in their own way, because they're kids, right?
I wanted to actually fry the mushrooms, but the spelt flour from my sucks. It's so grainy. I don't even. Right now it's separated, but before it sucked. So bad. So I just.
Yeah, you hit the jackpot.
10,000 a month. No. It's going to sound crazy, but I love how they enjoy each other instead of having the TV on. Every live I see, they're entertained with each other and not the TV. Aw, Stephanie Andrews. Yeah. God is so good, girl. I know God did it. I told you he would. Every time. And watch. Just watch. Things are gonna go in my favor.
And it's not going to be of any effort on my own. I'm not doing anything special. I'm literally just relying on the only person that I know could truly help me. Because how, like, if I did not focus on praying and I focused on, okay, we got to do this, let's do this, then my energy would be for me to change my circumstances myself. And I don't want to be the one that changes my circumstances myself. I want Jehovah to do that. So I pray and I tell him, like, I need you to be the one that helps me through this. And there's so many other things that need to be done, and I am terrified of doing it. Like, I literally just 2 months ago, I just turned off my husband's phone. For over a year, I was still paying his phone bill because I could not even think about disconnecting it. So I paid for it every month. It's certain things that, you might see me feeling like happy and together with my children, but there may be other parts of my life that are falling apart. And this is a time where it all needs to come together. Thank you for waiting.
Don't talk with your mouth full, please.
Alicia, amen. Girl, it's already done. Yes. So your caption, what makes you think that, Crystal? Of course my caption's accurate. So are we rehoming the puppies? Yes. I need to go to Yuma soon. I need to do something with the house.
That sucks, man. So you get a pet.
Like, there's a real estate agent that reached out to me.
You really need to start thinking of
He's helping
a
me
pet
'cause
as a
I'm not
child.
in Yuma,
Your
So
kids
I
are
need to
are
do
an expense
something with the
also.
house 'cause there's already
You're gonna put them up for adoption? No, you can't. I can't afford my kids.
It's February 28th.
You get a freaking animal, man.
I literally have. This is a good amount of time.
Keep the animal. You deal. Now you're getting money. You deal.
But the thought of going back to the house,
I don't know. Sometimes
it makes me so weak.
I think I like pets more than people a lot of times. Yeah. It sucks when I hear a pet needs to be rehomed, not because of a life-changing event, but like this. It just sounds like she just doesn't want to deal with the pet. That's what it sounds like to me.
It makes me so weak.
Hey, Cynthia Leach, how are you? Thanks for joining us so
I
late.
need to. I'm carrying the weight of it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to close that chapter of my life and move forward. There's still so much connection to that house, and maybe I figured if I don't think about it, if I don't mess with it, if I just leave it alone, I don't have to deal with the emotions of it. Like, now I have to.
Should have dealt with it a year ago or two.
But it's being done in a way where I am getting the help that I need, and I feel like God is sending the right people my way.
So basically, if I get this right, she owes money on the house. Hasn't been paid. I mean, I don't know how long a foreclosure after 2.5 years of not 2 years of not paying a mortgage. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, usually what, 6 months and you're done? But 2 years? Okay. But still sounds like there's going to be some profit there, and she will get to sell the house, pay the debt, and pocket money. And I think that's what she's counting on, so she doesn't have to be in a hurry or be in a rush while I'm selling. I got to sell my jewelry, but I want to do it calmly and peacefully. So she's getting some kind of profit from getting rid of the house in Yuma. And who would want to sell your house and rent instead of just going back to your house? Trauma, okay. Sell it and buy something else. How much you think the mortgage is? That looks like a pretty big house. The rental, $3,000 easily, right? I mean, put that money and buy a house, man. Anyway,
Hi, Rosa. The caption is referring to her house in Yuma. She needed the 10K for the home they're currently living in. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, Jill and John, I love
I don't know
animals. I
what,
love
I don't know why
animals.
that person, she seems so angry too that the caption might be incorrect. She just, I don't know. I think just sometimes people come in late, or maybe they're only half listening. Maybe she wasn't here the whole time. It's sleeping. Oh my goodness. He needs to go outside. Oh yeah, also the puppies, because I need to go to Yuma. I'm gonna take my dogs, my 5 dogs. We're gonna be in an RV to go back to Yuma and fix up my home. And I don't even think we're gonna stay at our home. I don't want to be there. I'll be in Yuma to go back to the house and fix it up at times, but I don't even want to be at the property. No. That's exactly what you are doing. I do the same thing. I call it turtling. I just bury my head in my shell until I absolutely have to do it. That's me. Yes. Yes, sister, they respond and don't listen. The good thing is that's not my problem. Avoidance is a form of coping for trauma. Actually, pretty normal responses. You're human. Thank you, Tatiana. She needs the money for her. Yeah.
That's
If
mine.
you need a really quick rundown. The reason why I've been able to pay my bills and stay in this house and afford the life that me and my children live, and it's not like we're girl, I'm just talking about being able to buy organic. That's what I mean. You know, when that's what I want. I don't need all this money to go and blow it. I want to stay home with my children. They need me to be a present parent. And so the money that I made in 2021, that me and Vaughn made, we kept that. It was in the savings. Now the savings is dried. I won't be able to keep paying the payments here. There's nowhere near enough income coming in to stay here. And if that's the case, if I don't figure out how I'm going to make my payments, then I will need to put in a 30-day notice within now 10 days. Well, I realized this maybe around Tuesday is whenever it was holy crap. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do, because number one, the house in Yuma is in foreclosure. I haven't been doing anything with that. The house here, I'm not gonna be able to make payments. But I prayed about it and I said that I want to stay here. We are all thriving emotionally, mentally. We live in a safe neighborhood.
My cat's name is Cutie.
The best neighborhood.
Cutie is her name.
They feel the same way about us. They don't want us to go either. They don't want us to move. That's not even my friend. She says she would be so depressed if I left. Girl, I didn't know her from Adam when I moved here. Do you know that Now she has pre-cracked moringa seeds in her cabinet. She takes them daily. Her husband takes them too. She has blue vervain, ashwagandha, valerian root. She is starting her own collection of herbs, like the things that she got. She just bought a red light therapy bulb. She now uses, like, girl, it's crazy. I love that. I have a real life friend that I'm able to like see her physically. I have amazing friends that I met online, but and I want to help people, and to do that in person and have the connection that I do with her, like, I don't want to lose that. I want to stay in this home, but I'm not going to be able to afford it. So I prayed, like, Jehovah, if this is where you want us to be, and I know it is, like, please, I need at least $10,000 to feel comfortable in staying here. And I had like 15 days to do it. Like,
Wow.
when I was saying this prayer, 15 days to make $10,000. Girl, I wouldn't even. And then I also need to find a way to make a steady stream of income that's going to help me to continue. So number one, I knew I want to get started on my jewelry business again. I want to call paparazzi, get my account again. Well, I can't, not until next August. So
Ooh,
number
Bombays are
one,
nice.
when I went to my mom's house last night, she literally showed me 3 checks that are for me to take to the bank, and they equal over $10,000. I didn't know how I was going
Really?
to
Was
make
that close up
money, but I
necessary?
knew that if God wanted me here, He is going to provide, and there will be money that we will have what we need. And now the first problem that I have got solved. Now I have the money that I need in order to stay here and feel comfortable. So girl, that just happened last night, literally at like 9 o'clock at night or 9:30 or so. Like, that's amazing. And another predicament that I'm in is that I need to find a way to make this stream of income so that I stay here month after month. And that's going to happen too. And I know we're going to figure that out. I'm not worried. I'm not stressed. I'm saying all this for lots of reasons.
Yo, something is really bothering me, and it's the fact that I got a feeling that that food she's eating is like super ice cold. And then I can hear the food, what do you call that? The ASMR or whatever. You can hear the food, but just the fact that I think it's cold is really bothering me.
Like, you have the ability to put your trust in the man upstairs and fully rely on him and tell him you need help. And this is your situation, and this is what he could do to help. But of course, if he feels like that's not the direction that your life should go, then to show you what the right way is. Because I can't imagine God not wanting me and my children here when we literally have the amazing support that we've never had. We've never had neighbors like this, never. We are with them almost every day. If we were to move, we wouldn't have them. And now, there was an email that I received. This realtor found me on Instagram, dude. This realtor found me on Instagram. Let me read you his email. Aw, damn it. The phone's dead. Bobby, can you charge the black phone, please? Great. Can you start paparazzi in mom's name? I think it would be dishonest, I think it'd be dishonest.
Yeah, Becky, I agree.
I pray God blinds you from the negative Nancy's commenting, because you have so much more who love and support you. Just remember, thank you. And thank you for praying that. All they're doing is helping me. You know what I mean? They're literally helping me. by them staying here and commenting, it gives me more money.
It's all
So
plants.
it's a blessing, honestly. It's okay if they have the wrong idea of me. They're still here. Whether they believe I am this or whether they believe I am that, I'm still getting paid, no matter what their opinion is. So it doesn't faze me, you know. Hello, Myra. Hello, beautiful. You have to rewatch this live. Joanna, please save the self-promotion.
Yeah, you know that ASMR noises of.
What the heck? Can I have it back? Yeah.
The headphones are fixed. Like in 10 minutes, it was on 60% and it was on 20.
Whoa. That's a good charger. Thank you.
No, but
Okay.
I used a different charger and still acted like that.
You just said you make very little money on social media. I do. I do make little money on social media.
I wonder what she
Raza, how?
considers
'Cause I'm
little
pushing
money.
the button. Oh, it turned off?
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't on. I do make little money, but still, even if you comment, that's still money. Whether it's little or a lot, it's money's money, honey. I'm not tripping. I'm glad. Hey, it's gonna pay for something. Even if it's gas in the vehicle, money's money. Even if it's a little bit. And you watching gives me that. So I don't, you know. Right, Rosadia, we had talked about that. If Bella was 18, she could do it. But this is what we could do. We could pray that paparazzi has a special. Because there have been times where they will allow consultants who have been canceled to sign up without waiting the 1-year grace period. And let's pray that they have a sale or they have that special. Because as soon, girl, if they have that deal going January 1st, I'm going to sign up immediately. But what if they don't? You know, I don't want to worry. I don't want to stress. That's not how I operate. I don't like that negative energy and emotions, and I don't want that.
So you talk to them, maybe you threaten to go see somebody else, or you're going to go sell for somebody else. If you made that kind of money during the good times, if you made that kind of money, maybe they will make an exception. Say, okay, we'll turn your account back on, you know, or whatever. But that's because that's just policy and they may have the freedom to do that. I don't think it's me personally. I don't think it's anything divine. I think there are divine things that happen. I don't think that's one of them, though.
No.
Just like I don't think those checks were divine. Those checks were already in the works. You know?
So if you
But
want to pray, because
just
that's
being cynical.
really, that does more than you can even imagine. Like, it's almost like that saying of, you know, you give a fish to someone for one day, but you teach them how to fish. They can eat for a lifetime, or however it goes. Like, no matter what you think you can help me with now, it's so much greater if you pray and rely or trust that someone else is going to help me. Someone that has unlimited resources of power, unlimited resources of strength. People think I'm so strong and I'm so amazing, girl. No, I am. No, no, not even at all. Whatever you see that is good, it's imparted to me. Not me.
I hate when people talk with their mouth full. I don't.
How much is rent per month there? Less than 3,000.
Less than 3,000 for rent, so 2,900.
Maybe if you personally send them a letter. I didn't think about that.
Don't send a letter.
Maybe.
Call them and talk to the people in charge.
But I'm gonna sign up under someone that is gonna be, you are who you surround yourself with. I'm going with the best. I am gonna have a strong start. I know we're gonna be hella successful. Even my neighbor, I told her, like, I have a feeling if I start my business, and this was before I found out I could still probably sell the jewelry, but I want to see, like, if that's gonna affect, because I could sell the jewelry, but I don't know. I want to sell it on this page because this is my main page. But once I actually become a consultant, I can't. I have to separate this page with my jewelry business. So I would have to go live on my jewelry business page, but I don't know if they would prevent me from signing up if I go live on this one and sell the jewelry while I'm not a consultant. I don't know. So I need to find out. Oh, Belinda, God will provide. I know. Yeah. I need to know what that food is right now. It's shells. It's shells. It's pasta shells, and Bella made some mushrooms. Yeah. It's some type of pasta mix. Wendy.
You got a bearded dragon out.
My friend's house was behind, and she was able to do something with the mortgage people, and they the amount behind on the end, and gave her a free month to help get caught up. That's amazing, Teresa. That's amazing. You just reminded me to
Bearded
pick up
dragons
my
are cool.
moringa
You know what I want? I want a
seeds. Amazing how
sugar
few people know how
glider.
amazing those seeds are for wiping out the worst anxiety.
I want a
and
sugar
bring
glider,
such
I do.
peace. All thanks to you. You should be selling those seeds like gangbusters. I wish I could sell moringa, girl. I seriously wish I could. Do you know how much money I would be making if I sold the things that I talked about? You know, that's also, like, I wanted to start my herbal business because, girl, everything was like, Lindsay. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You know, they want to maintain. They've been living a certain lifestyle, and I mean, I understand. You want to keep that lifestyle, right?
No, don't do
But
that to her.
you don't do that by not paying your mortgage for 2 years. That's not hustling. That's the opposite of hustling. And then now, when your back is up against a wall,
I'm gonna go too.
and it's in foreclosure, now you all of a sudden.
I'm very gentle.
She doesn't like it. She keeps doing that.
I do have a realtor, Kelly. Yeah, the other day I signed into my email the Slay with Dre McCrae email. And, oh yeah, but hold on, before I say this, if there's any information that
A sugar glider. It's like a little squirrel without a tail, and they open up, they spread their legs and arms, and they can glide from up above. They can glide down. It's like they're flying. They're really cool.
could help me regarding figuring out what to do with the house, like let me know. That would be Kona. That would be really good. What do you consider a regular job, Irene? And girl, I am working on creating a means to make money. The jewelry business that I made $500,000 in sales. So my jewelry business was my job. Just because I work for myself doesn't mean it's not a real job. I feel like so many people, and even if social media, because social media used to pay the bills too, really good. But if I make an income off of it, why is that not real considered to you? Is it because I have my life and I'm in control of my schedule?
Hi, Dana.
Or why does it?
I don't know. I don't think you need to justify to somebody if somebody
The way that you do
if that's how you make your
I have a
living,
fake job. You know,
if that's how you make your living online,
doesn't make sense. And
in front of the camera, and you sell stuff or you talk and people watch and you earn money that way, and
5 days a week, 40-hour days, you gotta
that's how you choose to make your living, or that's how you make your living, then
call a real job.
you know
It's
what?
just not gonna happen, honey.
God bless, more power to you.
I'm the only parent.
Don't let nobody say, "Oh, why don't you get a real job?" Well, unless you're in a bind and you have to get a square job, well, then you got to do what you got to do.
Is what you consider a real job. I will keep my
I would love to do this and not have to do a 40-hour a week job.
People can talk all the trash.
So I need $10,000 by January 15th. All right, I'm telling you all now. I need $10,000 by January 15th,
I am raising them a certain way.
so I don't have to work.
Certain things.
Just kidding. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Be able to be their own business owners, and when they get older, they will have their own business. All three of my children are going to be entrepreneurs. There's no way they're going to go and work for somebody else who can tell them when they can come home. If they can't, oh, you are feeling sick, doesn't matter, come into work anyways. Hell no. I don't understand the work 5 days a week just to have 2 days off. You're going to die one day. You are going to die one day. You are going to die one day. Why do you want to live your life with it so dedicated to a company that could care less if you did die? They're going to replace you real quick. You're just another person that could be replaced. I am irreplaceable to my children, and whatever I can do to stay home with them, I'm gonna do. And
I get that. I've worked self-employed. I do have a side business, which now, since I don't have my square job anymore, I've been preparing things and getting ready to ramp that up. And so I've been on that side where you work for yourself, self-employed. And it is a freedom. It is nice, but if you're not disciplined, it's not going to work. I mean, you don't want to go to work for 40 hours, So the saying goes, I'd rather stay home and work 80 hours than go work for somebody else for 40 hours a week. And that's true. If you've ever worked for yourself, been self-employed, there's a freedom there, and it's very easy to want to stay doing that. And if you can, those who can, it's not easy work. I mean, you work more, you wake up and get in the chair and you're going to bed at night at 2 or 3 in the morning and you're still doing stuff. But you're working more, but there's a freedom there unless you've done it. And it's not for everybody. But it's nice to make it work.
this is without you will not see me ever ask for help financially. I've never done that before. People like to say lies because it helps them to feel justified to treat me the way that they do. Because it feels good for them to treat me like trash because of their twisted and morphed perception of me. So never. Look at how many people made GoFundMe or Cash App whenever I was off the internet. How many people were asking for money? How many people were asking for money? And yet I was the one in the situation. It was my husband. It was my life. I never asked for a dime. People literally project themselves onto other people.
McCrae.
The things that they were saying that I was doing, I was exploiting my family. That's what they were doing. They were exploiting me. It wasn't opposite. No. It's just, I don't know why people have pain in their hearts. I am renting, Tony. I am renting. So there's two different things there's my home in Yuma, and that's in foreclosure. And I gotta do something with that now. There's so much trauma tied to that house, and Now it's to a point where I don't want it to go to auction. I need to face the tragedy and I need to go back and I need to figure out what I'm going to do. There's a realtor that sent me an email, in an email that I haven't checked in a very long time, and he reached out and offered his assistance. He apologized for the loss of my husband. He found me on Instagram, and he lives in Yuma, and he's a God-fearing man. And he reached out and told me he wants to help me, and nowhere near predatory. It was amazing. Oh yeah, let me read the email. Yes, Bunny. Yeah.
What?
Oh. Okay, there we go. Why your kid hold the pup's tongue? Because she wanted to? That's why anybody does what they do. It's because they want to.
Yeah, Oriana, it is. Once you've got this freedom, it's hard. It was hard to go back to a 9 to 5.
I'm proud of you for being present for your children.
But I went back to a 9 to 5 because I was at a point where I needed some structure, and I was getting sloppy, and I needed structure. So I went and I did that.
Cash sale and I can close in a week, but he's not pushing that. He's not doing anything. He's just allowing me to, and we have to talk tonight. We're literally going to have a talk. He's going to call me later. Yeah, he's going to call me later. Here we go. Here's this is the email that I got on, yeah. He sent it on the 13th. I didn't read it until
That's true, Oriana.
the 7th.
If he's a good realtor, if he's a good agent, they're searching for these things every day.
Good afternoon, Miss McCray. My name is, I'll just say E. I'm a real estate investor / realtor here in Yuma. First off, I just want to start off by saying I'm very sorry about your husband's passing, Mr. McCray. May God give him eternal life in heaven. I'm reaching out to you because I came across blank on the foreclosure list, and I just wanted to see if there's anything I could do to help you out with either keeping the property through loan modification or selling the property on the market or a quick hassle-free closed cash sale. I specialize in pre-foreclosure, so if there's anything I can do, please give me a call or text me and we can go through options. I hope this message finds you well. Best regards. I called him immediately after.
Ugh, I hate that closing line. I hope, or at the beginning, I hope this email finds you well. I hope this message finds you. It's like, come on, man. Do better than that. I just send my email with, thank you, best regards, signature down there, period.
I read that immediately, and I felt so sick and I cried throughout. My voice was shaking because I knew I needed to do something with the house, but I was just terrified. Like there's trauma attached to that house. Like it was.
You should have sold it 2 years ago.
Yeah. She talks about no judgment and all love, then puts a bunch of judgment on us who need no work. No, my love. Irene, I'm not.
Yeah, he is, Becky. Dude's a realtor. He's hustling.
The life that I want to live.
That's what he's supposed to do.
You're triggered. That's what you are. You feel triggered and offended off of something that I said, and you're taking it the wrong way because it continues to allow you to justify your anger and your hate towards me. So let me clarify. I respect that. I respect whatever you do. Whatever you do.
Hey, Isabel. Thanks for asking. Colonoscopy went well.
I'm not going to treat you no different.
2 polyps removed. One was 15 millimeters and one was 35 millimeters.
Or working 7 days a week. What I do or don't
Pretty
do
big.
with my
and
on how I view you
got the results
or
back.
anyone
No
else.
cancer.
So
She said, "We'll see you in 5 years." I was
so
like,
upset and twist and take
"So
what
that
I
went well.
say.
Thanks for asking."
Like, I don't know why you want to hold on to such anger. Let it go, honey. It doesn't serve you. It's not helpful for you at all. My dad works 5 days a week. Like, it's what people do. I'm just someone who doesn't want that life. I want to work but also be able to provide and have my life and make my own schedule the way that I want. And I'm teaching my children how to do the same. And I don't want them working for someone else. Absolutely not. Hell no. I want them to have their own life. I want them to be able to make their own money.
See, okay. But at some point, reality may hit and you may have to go to a square job. They should know what it's like to work with the common folk. They should know. Not to mention, exactly. Speaking of health insurance, you get employed, you got health insurance. Comes out of your what you make, but you get it. There's things that you can benefit from. Money going into your Social Security. A lot of people who are self-employed don't contribute to that, so they don't have that retirement. And how to work with people, how to deal with people, how to negotiate with people, how to deal with different personalities. There are things that these kids can learn from working in a square job. And I think that's a bad thing not to ever let them do that. That's my opinion.
I want them to decide how much money they want to make.
Yeah,
The sky's the
401k,
limit.
investment,
You can make a
retirement.
whole lot of money, or you can make whatever you need to support yourself. Because it's not about how much money you make, it's about your happiness. And I can tell based off of your anger here, you ain't happy. And that's
Oh
not,
boy, here's another one. Who knows what the
that's
crowd
not-
feels?
that makes me feel bad for you. That's not anything to be rejoicing over. That's not good. That doesn't help you. You know what I mean? So just because, like, that's why I will say, I don't eat meat. Like, no way. It's this, that, and the other. And then they'll feel so triggered. She's judging us because we eat meat. Like, no. Just because I don't want to do something doesn't mean I look at you differently. You know what I mean? It's a really big difference. And then on top of that, like, a lot of people that I see, even on this live or other places, they will assume something and then attack me for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to ask questions like, are you judging me? You could say that. Are you judging me for, this, that? Are you judging me because you know what I mean? Like,
All right, I think I've had
ask
enough of
questions, honey,
Dre for
and
today.
not embarrass
We've gone through an hour and 20 minutes, and there's an hour and 40 minutes left.
Above her means. I just started watching her because she was doing her makeup on a budget. A lot of these people must be
So
new here.
started off like she was.
So good to see you, girl. I think that again, like people.
It's kind of like clickbait. Oh, they're gonna foreclose on my house. But then you hear the story, you think, oh, okay, so they're not gonna foreclose, or you might sell it or whatever. But everything is okay now. You got the money. Blah 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 blah. So we will leave that at that, and we'll follow up and see what's going on with her from time to time. So let me fill. We do. Let's do that. So, yeah, we'll call this one a night. Tomorrow we'll come back and continue with got a little bit on Janelle, and there may be some other Gypsy Rose news. And Janelle did a live the other day, and something she did with one of the kids there kind of had me going, So I definitely want to bring that up to you guys. And So tomorrow I'll be creating this private group. For those of you who have subscribed on Facebook, you will be included into this private group, and there we'll have Oriana will be with me, and she's got some tea to spill. Not going to give it all away now, but she's got tea to spill on Gigi. This spider monkey lady, I don't even know what that means. A spider monkey lady. And Ash Trevino. Have you heard of Ash? That chick is... But we'll get into that, and we'll just have a cool discussion there. So, if you have subscribed again, it's a subscription there. It's on my page somewhere, Manny Behind the Mic. And that one is on Facebook only. And then that group will be created tomorrow, and you will get the notification that you were dropped into that group if you have subscribed. And for anybody else who wants to, there in that private discussion group, we'll do a lot of behind the scenes talk, a lot more personable conversation. Like if this isn't personable enough, and just talk about all kind of stuff, and it should be a lot of fun. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for being here for so long. Just shy of 3 hours. Not bad. And don't be a stranger. Let's see what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow Sunday. Christmas is coming up. I plan to be live on, let's see, tomorrow. Yeah, I'll pop in Christmas Eve to say, oh, we're going to go live to see what Vanessa's going to do. She's going to do something. She said she was. I'm curious to see this. Anyway, everyone have a great night. Appreciate you all. Talk to you later.